Yo, what are you saying, guys? It's Fleck here. Welcome to another video. Today we're gonna be doing facecam, and yeah.
Okay, guess we doing just fine. Said I'm not yours, so I say you're not mine. I don't want love, no. Forget that heat, bitch. Okay, guess we doing just fine. Said I'm not yours, so I say you're not mine.
We're gonna be reacting to something that I recently come across on TV. It's called Neighbour Next Door, and it is absolutely pathetic. Basically, it's a bunch of people who they can't handle some people making a bit of noise outside the house or something like that. Like, just watch. It's awful.
In the UK, our neighbours often live too close to home.
Come and speak to me.
So it's no surprise 1 in 5 of us have been in an argument with next door. The thief at large in an Anglesey village.
I opened the side of my wallet and it had gone.
Like, you don't go to a film company for that. You go to the police, love, don't you?
And in Somerset, a dispute turns to menace.
Right in your line of sight is a man standing at the end of your garden.
He caused trouble for
Oh,
me, so
no.
why should I have to be a nice man today?
If it's peace and tranquility you're after, you'd think the rolling hills of Somerset would be the perfect location
No, you'd think a mansion in the middle of nowhere would be, not hills in a town.
to set up
But
home.
sure, buddy.
Surrounded by farmland and country parks, the elegant properties in the market town of Yeovil were the only choice for one growing family.
We liked the house, we really liked the house. The place was Victorian and it was original. We just wanted to get in and sorted as quick as we possibly could. Just unpacked basically and went to bed.
But that first night in the new house, they didn't get the peaceful sleep they were hoping for.
Oh my gosh.
I think it was during that night and it was kind of a, what's going on? As
Oh
the
my
nights went
God.
on, it
What's
just
going on?
became more apparent
What's going on?
that, you know, there was a big chicken problem somewhere.
Oh my God, not chickens in the middle of a farm in the countryside, not chickens.
Although the DeRopers could hear chickens, at first they weren't sure where they were.
It's very difficult to find out with the source of.
Let alone chickens on a farm. They don't know where they are in their next door neighbour's farm. Oh my gosh. See, if I moved into a house in the countryside, I reckon on the first night I'd know exactly where all of their chickens were, definitely.
It was coming
I would have asked for a tour around their farm before I moved in. That is disgraceful.
from. But luckily, one of the neighbours sort of introduced herself. She took us into her house and showed us her back garden. It was then that we discovered who owned the chickens.
Really? Your next door neighbour owned the chickens? I thought they would just be wild. Well, I mean, that is possible, but I mean, if you're living in civilization in the countryside, it's quite likely, if you can hear chickens, that they belong to your next door neighbour who's got a farm.
What was meant to be their dream home was now turning into a nightmare.
What, because their next door neighbour had a pet chicken? Is that a nightmare?
Lovely place that we're in. Accommodating everyone, everyone's comfortable. But what have we done?
Oh, I'm sorry, I just can't. Oh, that is a terrifying beast right there. You do not want to be moving in next door to one of those things. That is disgraceful.
It was now clear to the DeRopers that their garden bordered a neighbour's yard that was overrun with chickens.
No.
That neighbour was Peter Studley, and his chickens were running wild throughout his backyard.
Oh no,
across
not
neighbouring
Peter
gardens.
Studley. He's a well-known chicken farmer. Disgraceful behaviour. I've forgotten his name already. Okay, well, that's good.
Well, I
Go on.
suppose when the Ropers moved in this house, I suppose there was 100 plus chickens.
Not
and
100.
69-year-old Somerset local, Mr. Studley, was already known in the town as something of a character.
Oh no, I can't be dealing with this.
I think Mr. Studley's got a bit of a bad boy reputation.
Who divided opinion.
Oh no, yeah, it is well known that Mr. Studley is not a nice man. How dare he have pet chickens in the countryside? How dare he? He deserves to be locked up for that.
Among the residents.
But he's...
When Mr. Studley purchased the carpet shop and the flat above it in the town centre, he also gained a few chickens that had been left behind by the previous owner.
Great.
I grew up on a farm, a big farm when I were a kid.
Big farm when I were a
I
kid.
liked it, like, you know what I mean? I really do. You appreciate what life is all about, you know what I mean?
Under Mr. Studley's nurturing wing, the army of chickens began to grow.
An army. Is it an army though? Is it? It's chickens. It's chickens. It's not. Is it going onto property? Probably not. It's not that bad, mate, is
Come
it?
back with bags of bread and bags of corn, then I used to just chuck them on the floor. Chuck them on the floor. And they used to come and pick it.
Okay.
And they'd be all round me,
Right.
up on me lap everywhere. That's how tame they were.
The chickens may have been tame, but to the DeRopers next door, they were ruining their dream home.
Welcome to our little garden. This was completely out of bounds to everyone at the time of the chickens. It was absolutely a shocker when we first saw this. The whole of this area was just, it looked like a scrapyard with chickens on it.
Why
It's
did
a
you buy the
description
house
Mr.
then?
Studley doesn't dispute.
It was not a garden. It was a waste dump. You couldn't do nothing. It was out of control, really, you know what I mean?
Not only did we have eggs dotted around, which you could see had been there for a long time, we also had carcasses dropped around.
Alright, if it's going into their garden, I can see why they're a bit annoyed, but if it's trespassing on your property, you don't go to a TV show. You talk to the person next door, ask them to move the chickens or get a higher fence or something so they can't go over. I mean, it's just a bit pathetic. You see where I'm getting at now, I guess. Let's look at another one. How about this one? I won't look at the whole thing. But...
Download a free audio book with your 30-day trial.
No, I need ad blocker.
Mrs. Studley doesn't dispute.
It was
Oh
not a
no, I
garden.
just watched this, didn't I?
It was a waste dump. You could.
I've danced in the street if I'd have been able to. I really could. Really, really.
Local couple decided.
There it goes again, and you
What, the
can't get away from
chickens?
it.
The DeRopers'
Oh, no.
lives were becoming unbearable.
Unbearable.
As far as
Absolutely.
your eyes could see in this whole area,
Also, Keith.
there was nothing but chickens.
But despite the DeRopers' complaints that
Okay.
the chickens were making their lives a misery, their
Look,
owner Peter Studley
They're not making your life a misery, mate. It's just a little bit hard to sleep because of the sound.
disagreed they were a nuisance.
Like,
No, I never had no difficulties sleeping with them. They never
You-
used
wait.
to make.
is it just me or did it sound like he just said that he sleeps with the chickens? Okay. So you can sort of see where I'm getting at with this being pathetic, pretty much. All the episodes are like that. There was one I watched where they said it was a nightmare that a wedding place set up near them, and there are people revving their cars because, like, you know, it's a once in a lifetime thing, really, if you get married. And then they were making a bit of noise because, well, it's a happy time, innit? But John, he could not handle it. He was outraged. He marched straight down there, and then he called the police a couple times because the parking lot was full. Where else were they going to park? They were parking on double yellow lines. That is outrageous, if you ask me. And yeah, just disgraceful behaviour. But like, you see where I'm getting, it's pathetic. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, man.